In a move as predictable as a sunrise or a presidential tweet storm, President Donald Trump has unveiled yet another plan to tackle illegal immigration. This time, he's mobilizing the U.S. military to take control of federal land, stretching across 3 states along the southern border. Because, of course, when you want to stop people from crossing a line in the sand, nothing screams welcome like a few thousand troops and some barbed wire. The memorandum, charmingly titled Military Mission for Sealing the Southern Border of the United States and Repelling Invasions, subtlety, thy name is not Trump, calls upon the Secretaries of Defense, Interior, Agriculture, and Homeland Security to hand over jurisdiction of these lands to the Department of Defense. The goal? To transform these federal lands into bustling national defense areas, presumably complete with gift shops and guided tours of the latest in border barrier technology. In a stroke of genius that rivals the invention of the wheel, President Trump has decided that the solution to the complexity of the current situation at the border is to militarize it. Because nothing says we're handling this with nuance and care, like rolling out tanks for a problem that a good old-fashioned diplomatic dialogue might solve. The designated lands, including the Roosevelt Reservation, will be transformed from their tranquil state into a spectacle of military might. It's almost as if the sound of marching boots and the hum of surveillance drones are meant to lull everyone into a false sense of security. The Roosevelt Reservation itself, a narrow strip of land originally set aside by Theodore Roosevelt in 1907, was meant to secure the border. One might wonder how Teddy would feel about his namesake being used as the backdrop for this modern-day epic of military pageantry. But who needs to worry about historical intent when there's a border to secure and a campaign promise to fulfill? After all, what better way to honor history than by bulldozing over it with a tank? In his memorandum, Trump artfully describes the border as being under attack from a variety of threats. Indeed, those pesky threats have been known to take the form of families seeking asylum and children looking for a better life. Clearly, the only reasonable response is to meet these threats with the full force of the U.S. military. Because as everyone knows, nothing calms a humanitarian crisis quite like the thunderous approach of military helicopters. The memorandum gives the Secretary of Defense the authority to decide which military activities are necessary to keep the border secure. Whether that means building border barriers or emplacing detection equipment, the possibilities are endless. Perhaps we'll see a new reality TV series, Border Wars, the Military Edition. Who wouldn't want to tune in to see which general can design the most impenetrable fence or spot the most border crossers with their high-tech gadgets? It's a curious strategy, to say the least, to turn a strip of land into a military zone while claiming to make the country a more welcoming place. But then again, this administration has always had a unique way of interpreting welcoming. In fact, let's take a moment to welcome all our new subscribers who enjoy a good dose of irony with their news. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join the conversation in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this and other innovative approaches to governance. Meanwhile, as the military gears up to take on this monumental task, one has to wonder what will happen next. Perhaps the next step will be to station submarines in the Rio Grande or launch surveillance balloons over the desert. The possibilities are as endless as they are absurd. But in the world of Trumpian politics, the absurd often becomes reality, much to the amusement and exasperation of those watching from the sidelines. As Trump continues to push his agenda of securing the border and mass deportations, it seems the president is determined to leave no stone unturned or unmilitarized in his quest for security. It's a bold move, to say the least, to prioritize military intervention over diplomatic solutions. But then again, boldness has always been this administration's calling card, even if it sometimes borders on bravado. So dear viewers, what do you think? Is the militarization of the border a stroke of genius or a colossal misstep? Will this latest move bring peace and prosperity, or is it merely a theatrical display of power? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get the conversation started. And remember, if you enjoy our satirical take on the news, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more. As we await the next act in this ongoing drama, one thing is certain: the Trump administration will continue to provide plenty of fodder for satire and critique. So stay tuned, folks, because in the world of politics, truth is often stranger than fiction, and sometimes it's downright hilarious.